In this next segment, I'm going to demonstrate how to assemble melamine drawer boxes. As you're aware, Sherwood Shelving provides a knockdown drawer box system, and this is advantageous because they take less room and require less money to ship. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to do that. When you start to assemble your drawer boxes, what you want to do is make sure you have all the drawer components that you need, along with your tools and any hardware that you're going to require. Now, it's best to use a long bench if you've got one. This works great because then you can assemble a few boxes at the same time instead of one box at a time. And this really speeds up the whole process. So what I've done here is I've laid out my drawer box sides, and I've laid enough sides out for 4 boxes. Here I have 4 sides, and with the finished edge tape facing to my left, and 4 here with the finished edge tape facing to my right. I also have my drawer box bottoms, and leaning up against my bench I have my drawer box backs and my drawer box fronts. And I've already put a dab of glue in those with them standing up, that way the glue doesn't drain out. And so when you go to put the glue in, what you want to do is put just a small dab of glue. You don't want to put too much glue because as soon as you put the dowel in, it creates a lot of pressure and it will blow out the particle board on the side. So you just put a small dab of glue and let it run down the side of the hole, and go along and do that for every dowel hole on all the sides. Okay, once the glue is in, now I need to insert the dowels. So you just take the dowels. I usually like to use a regular hammer for this. Be a little bit careful not to hammer the dowel in too quickly. Again, it creates a lot of pressure. So you want to go a little bit soft and then get the dowel all the way in. Okay, once all the dowels are in, then I'm ready to put the box back and the box front on. Now the way I like to set this up is so that the front of the box is closest to me and the back of the box is furthest away. If I do this consistently, it will cut down on any errors when I construct the boxes. And so once all this is done, I've got my box fronts and backs that I've leaned up. I've got glue already in the dowel holes, and I can flip that now and put that into place before the glue all runs out. You don't want the glue pouring out. Okay, once all the backs are in, now I want to do the same thing and put the front of the drawer box in. Now the fronts are pre-drilled for the handle holes, and they're not drilled all the way through, so the holes have to face me so that the inside of the box is clean. Also with the backs and the fronts, you do have the black mark. You may not be able to see that, but close to one side is a black line. Those black lines always have to be facing outside the box, not towards the inside. So let's go ahead and put all the box fronts in place. With all of those in place, now we need to put some more glue in each of the dowel holes here because we haven't done that yet. It would have just drained out. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And like I say, doing a few drawers at the same time really speeds up this process, especially with the glue. Now take the other side with the edge tape that's facing to my right, turn it over, line up the dowel holes, and put them in place. Now, once those are on, what I like to do is take a rubber mallet and just finish off and make sure those are firmly in place so there's no gaps. And you want to make sure those are all secure and nice and tight fit. Once all your drawer boxes, the sides and the backs and fronts have been assembled, then I take the box one at a time and on the bottom we have more holes, pilot holes drilled towards the front of the bottom than there is towards the back of the bottom. And because I've got the box positioned so the front is towards me, I need to make sure the bottom has more holes on my side. So what I do is you want to line up the bottom with the sides of the box. Make sure it's flush, and it's usually best to feel that with your fingers. Also line it up with the front of the box, and I feel that using my thumbs, and just make sure that that's nice and flush. This is probably the most critical part. You want to have that bottom perfectly positioned so that the box is square. Then what we do is take some number 6 1¼ inch screws, and I just put those in by hand to hold it. Again, I make sure that the bottom hasn't moved, and I'll hold that bottom securely in place and drill these screws in. Make sure the bottom hasn't moved and drill it in. Now at the back of the box, before I drill this last screw in, it's really critical to make sure that the box is positioned squarely underneath. You can see it move. And if you feel with the sides, make sure it's perfectly flush. This will give you a nice square box. If the box isn't square, it won't install properly. So with that square, I'm just going to set this last screw, and there you have it. The next step is to put on the glide. So of course you've got a right and left glide, and with the back of the box away from me, the wheels should be at the back of the box. Okay, so let's put on the right hand glide. There's pre-drilled pilot holes in the bottom, and I put a screw in the front and back. And there we have it. The drawer box is complete, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off the other 3 boxes. And there you have it, 4 drawers that are built and ready to be installed.